I accept your apology. I accept your apology. Tom accused me of lying. Tom accused me of lying. She achieved remarkable results. She achieved remarkable results. She acknowledged receiving assistance. She acknowledged receiving assistance. Meg acquired many new friends. Meg acquired many new friends. He adapted himself to his new life. He adapted himself to his new life. I added a room to my house. I added a room to my house. You will soon adjust to living in a dormitory. You will soon adjust to living in a dormitory. I admire your confidence. I admire your confidence. He was embarrassed to admit making a mistake. He was embarrassed to admit making a mistake. I liked your idea and adopted it. I liked your idea and adopted it. He adores his grandfather. He adores his grandfather. He advised applying at once. He advised applying at once. I can't afford to spend any more money this week. I can't afford to spend any more money this week. Why did you agree to meet her in the first place? Why did you agree to meet her in the first place? We aim to increase the speed of a delivery. We aim to increase the speed of a delivery. Swimming isn't allowed here. Swimming isn't allowed here. She announced her intention to retire. She announced her intention to retire. I didn't anticipate having to do the cooking myself. I didn't anticipate having to do the cooking myself. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize. Jack appears to be tired today. Jack appears to be tired today. Tom applied for a leave of absence. Tom applied for a leave of absence. I appreciate having a trouble with his supervisor. I appreciate having a trouble with his supervisor. She approached him with a smile on her face. She approached him with a smile on her face. I don't think Tom would approve. I don't think Tom would approve. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to argue with you. The problem has arisen simply because you didn't follow my instructions. The problem has arisen simply because you didn't follow my instructions. Have you arranged to meet Mark this weekend? Have you arranged to meet Mark this weekend? We arrived home late. We arrived home late. Historians frequently ask to consult the collection. Historians frequently ask to consult the collection. I assume Tom didn't show up. I assume Tom didn't show up. I assure you Tom will be perfectly safe. I assure you Tom will be perfectly safe. I was astonished by his ignorance. I was astonished by his ignorance. You need to attach your photo to the application form. You need to attach your photo to the application form. Are you going to attempt to pass the exam? Are you going to attempt to pass the exam? She attends school at night. She attends school at night. Tom certainly attracted a lot of attention. Tom certainly attracted a lot of attention. She decided to be a nun in order to avoid meeting him. She decided to be a nun in order to avoid meeting him. Tom awoke at daybreak. Tom awoke at daybreak. Tom baked some muffins. Tom baked some muffins. I bathe every day. I bathe every day. What will it be? What will it be? I wish she wouldn't eat so fast. I can't bear watching her. I wish she wouldn't eat so fast. I can't bear watching her. You can't beat me. You can't beat me. John has become very sick. John has become very sick. I beg to differ with you. I beg to differ with you. The leaves begin to fall when autumn comes. The leaves begin to fall when autumn comes. Tom always behaves himself well. However, Mary does not. Tom always behaves himself well. However, Mary does not. I believe you're right. I believe you're right. This bicycle belongs to me. This bicycle belongs to me. Lie flat and let your knees bend. Lie flat and let your knees bend. I bet you know French. I bet you know French. Do you bind books? Do you bind books? I got bitten by mosquitoes. I got bitten by mosquitoes. Tom blew himself up accidentally. Tom blew himself up accidentally. Please boil an egg for me. Please boil an egg for me. I need to borrow your car. I need to borrow your car. Bounce the ball and try and hit it over the net. Bounce the ball and try and hit it over the net. Every child bowed to the teacher. Every child bowed to the teacher. We broke up. We broke up. Rabbits breed quickly. Rabbits breed quickly. I brought some dessert. I brought some dessert. We broadcast news on the hour. We broadcast news on the hour. We need to build a campfire. We need to build a campfire. The spy burned the papers. The spy burned the papers. John burst into the room. John burst into the room. I'll buy a lot of candies for you. I'll buy a lot of candies for you. A computer can calculate very rapidly. A computer can calculate very rapidly. Can you give me a ring at about 10? Can you give me a ring at about 10? Would you care to join us for dinner? Would you care to join us for dinner? I don't carry cash anymore. I don't carry cash anymore. Let's catch a bite. Let's catch a bite. We're celebrating Tom's birthday. We're celebrating Tom's birthday. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Every day is beautiful if you choose to see it. Every day is beautiful if you choose to see it. Tom chopped down the tree that was in our front yard. Tom chopped down the tree that was in our front yard. This diet claims to eliminate toxins from the body. This diet claims to eliminate toxins from the body. Carlos climbed the mountains. Carlos climbed the mountains. The mud clung to his shoes. The mud clung to his shoes. I'm coming today. I'm coming today. David didn't commit those crimes. David didn't commit those crimes. I can't communicate with Anna like I used to. I can't communicate with Anna like I used to. They compared the new car with the old one. They compared the new car with the old one. I competed with him for the first prize. I competed with him for the first prize. John complained about the weather. John complained about the weather. He completed drawing his pictures. He completed drawing his pictures. I'm concerned for Anna's safety. I'm concerned for Anna's safety. The report has yet to be confirmed. The report has yet to be confirmed. We hope you will consent to act in his stead. We hope you will consent to act in his stead. Investors should consider putting some money into an annuity. Investors should consider putting some money into an annuity. A soccer team consists of 11 players. A soccer team consists of 11 players. You'd better consult your doctor. You'd better consult your doctor. This box contains 5 apples. This box contains 5 apples. The finance minister will continue to mastermind Poland's economic reform. The finance minister will continue to mastermind Poland's economic reform. I'm not totally convinced of that. I'm not totally convinced of that. The pizza will then take about 20 minutes to cook. The pizza will then take about 20 minutes to cook. It'll cost about 10,000 yen. It'll cost about 10,000 yen. We're counting on you. We're counting on you. Tom crawled into bed just before midnight. Tom crawled into bed just before midnight. I have to create a new website. I have to create a new website. We crept towards the enemy. We crept towards the enemy. Tom criticized Mary for not doing the job correctly. Tom criticized Mary for not doing the job correctly. The baby is crying. The baby is crying. John cut his finger. John cut his finger. I want to dance. I want to dance. He didn't dare to speak to her. He didn't dare to speak to her. I have to deal with it. I have to deal with it. He has decided to live in France. He has decided to live in France. She deferred writing my thesis. She deferred writing my thesis. Big companies often delay paying their bills. Big companies often delay paying their bills. Letters are delivered every day. Letters are delivered every day. I demand to know what's going on. I demand to know what's going on. She denied taking the money. She denied taking the money. I can't depend on you anymore. I can't depend on you anymore. John can't describe how painful it was. John can't describe how painful it was. They didn't deserve to win. They didn't deserve to win. We all desire success. We all desire success. John's house was destroyed by a hurricane. John's house was destroyed by a hurricane. I am determined to carry out this plan. I am determined to carry out this plan. Swimming develops our muscles. Swimming develops our muscles. My opinion differs from yours. My opinion differs from yours. It pains me to disagree with your opinion. It pains me to disagree with your opinion. The miner discovered a valuable pocket of gold. The miner discovered a valuable pocket of gold. We briefly discussed buying a second car. We briefly discussed buying a second car. I disliked being the center of attention. I disliked being the center of attention. The teacher distributed the leaflets. The teacher distributed the leaflets. John learned to dive when he was 5. John learned to dive when he was 5. I don't know. I don't know. I doubt if it'll snow. I doubt if it'll snow. I had to drag him out of bed. I had to drag him out of bed. I dreamt about you. I dreamt about you. They intended to drill for oil. They intended to drill for oil. Can I have something to drink? Can I have something to drink? He drives a truck. He drives a truck. I dropped my sandwich. I dropped my sandwich. Raisins are dried grapes. Raisins are dried grapes. He earns 3 times more than me. He earns 3 times more than me. You can't eat your cake and have it too. You can't eat your cake and have it too. I want to emphasize this point in particular. I want to emphasize this point in particular. His wealth enables him to do anything. His wealth enables him to do anything. John encouraged Mary to learn how to speak French. John encouraged Mary to learn how to speak French. We used to be engaged. We used to be engaged. Can we enhance the image? Can we enhance the image? I really enjoy talking to you. I really enjoy talking to you. This medicine will ensure you a good night's sleep. This medicine will ensure you a good night's sleep. This review procedure entails repeating the test. This review procedure entails repeating the test. He entered the room. He entered the room. The school was established in 1650. The school was established in 1650. The doctor examined the patients. The doctor examined the patients. I don't believe such things exist. I don't believe such things exist. The workers are expanding the road. The workers are expanding the road. What time do you expect to arrive home? What time do you expect to arrive home? They're experimenting with a new car. They're experimenting with a new car. I can explain everything. I can explain everything. He explored the Amazon jungle. He explored the Amazon jungle. We extended a hearty welcome to them. We extended a hearty welcome to them. I fail to comprehend their attitude. I fail to comprehend their attitude. I fell into the pool. I fell into the pool. We just fed the baby. We just fed the baby. I feel that Mr. Peter is a good teacher. I feel that Mr. Peter is a good teacher. Don't fight with me. Don't fight with me. I can find them. I can find them. He finished cleaning the kitchen. He finished cleaning the kitchen. This coat doesn't fit me. This coat doesn't fit me. Tom wishes he could fly. Tom wishes he could fly. Tom and Mary folded up the flag. Tom and Mary folded up the flag. We must follow the rules of the game. We must follow the rules of the game. I forbid you to smoke. I forbid you to smoke. I'll never forget visiting them. I'll never forget visiting them. We already have forgiven you. We already have forgiven you. It's freezing cold in this country. It's freezing cold in this country. She fried fish in salad oil. She fried fish in salad oil. This machine generates electricity. This machine generates electricity. We've got to get the economy under control, or it will literally eat us up. We've got to get the economy under control, or it will literally eat us up. The waiter gives us the menu. The waiter gives us the menu. Let's go eat. Let's go eat. We grind our coffee by hand. We grind our coffee by hand. Apples grow on trees. Apples grow on trees. Don't you hang up on me. Don't you hang up on me. You made it happen. You made it happen. I hate getting to the theater late. I hate getting to the theater late. I have a car. I have a car. I will hear you. I will hear you. I hesitate to spend so much money on clothes. I hesitate to spend so much money on clothes. I'm hiding from Tim. I'm hiding from Tim. I hit the jackpot. I hit the jackpot. Hold the knife at an angle. Hold the knife at an angle. I tried to hop on my good foot while holding on to Jim. I tried to hop on my good foot while holding on to Jim. I hope to see you again soon. I hope to see you again soon. I really need a hug. I really need a hug. I had to hurry to find a home because I was already on to something else. I had to hurry to find a home because I was already on to something else. I hurt my elbow. I hurt my elbow. She identified him as a murderer. She identified him as a murderer. He ignored her advice. He ignored her advice. The teacher will illustrate how to do it. The teacher will illustrate how to do it. I can imagine how you felt. I can imagine how you felt. Silence implies consent. Silence implies consent. We're not impressed. We're not impressed. I need to improve my French. I need to improve my French. Tom's lunch includes a sandwich and an apple. Tom's lunch includes a sandwich and an apple. Her business was incorporated. Her business was incorporated. The arrow indicates the way to go. The arrow indicates the way to go. I'll inform John about our decision. I'll inform John about our decision. She insisted on going there. She insisted on going there. The man tried to install his own antenna. The man tried to install his own antenna. I heard they intend to marry. I heard they intend to marry. I'll introduce you to Tom. I'll introduce you to Tom. He invested his money in stocks. He invested his money in stocks. I came here to investigate Tom's death. I came here to investigate Tom's death. This procedure involves testing each sample twice. This procedure involves testing each sample twice. I iron my clothes almost every day. I iron my clothes almost every day. I make it a rule to jog every morning. I make it a rule to jog every morning. My results justify taking drastic action. My results justify taking drastic action. I keep thinking about Joe all alone in that place. I keep thinking about Joe all alone in that place. The kids love to kick a ball against my wall. The kids love to kick a ball against my wall. Did you kiss anybody? Did you kiss anybody? Do not run, stand, kneel, or spin in the slide. Do not run, stand, kneel, or spin in the slide. She knit him a sweater for his birthday. She knit him a sweater for his birthday. We know him. We know him. Tom seems to lack energy. Tom seems to lack energy. Tom is laughing. Tom is laughing. He laid on his back. He laid on his back. Tom leads a quiet life. Tom leads a quiet life. He leaned on his elbows. He leaned on his elbows. Ken leapt over the wall. Ken leapt over the wall. Children learn to walk at a young age. Children learn to walk at a young age. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Tom lent Mary his camera. Tom lent Mary his camera. Lie back down. Lie back down. He couldn't lift the table, and no more could I. He couldn't lift the table, and no more could I. Better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. Better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. He hated lying. He hated lying. She likes playing tennis. She likes playing tennis. Why won't you listen? Why won't you listen? It looks cold outside. It looks cold outside. She lost a book. She lost a book. I love going out to restaurants. I love going out to restaurants. Tom maintained eye contact with Mary. Tom maintained eye contact with Mary. I'm making tea. I'm making tea. Did you manage to catch the post? Did you manage to catch the post? It doesn't matter, Tom. It doesn't matter, Tom. Each nurse may be responsible for up to 20 patients. Each nurse may be responsible for up to 20 patients. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. The surfboard measures 2 meters by 55 centimeters. The surfboard measures 2 meters by 55 centimeters. We've never met. We've never met. The snow is melted. The snow is melted. He mentioned going to that college. He mentioned going to that college. Donna might be able to come tomorrow, but it's very unlikely. Donna might be able to come tomorrow, but it's very unlikely. Would you mind repeating what you just said? Would you mind repeating what you just said? He had missed being elected by a single vote. He had missed being elected by a single vote. If you mix blue and red, you get violet. If you mix blue and red, you get violet. I mowed Tom's lawn. I mowed Tom's lawn. I really must get some exercise. I really must get some exercise. You need to change your eating habits. You need to change your eating habits. Don't neglect to lock the door when you leave. Don't neglect to lock the door when you leave. The two countries negotiated a treaty. The two countries negotiated a treaty. You must observe those rules. You must observe those rules. I obtained the painting at an auction. I obtained the painting at an auction. The accident occurred yesterday morning. The accident occurred yesterday morning. She offered to help me move my things to my new house. She offered to help me move my things to my new house. Open the windows. Open the windows. I can't figure out how to operate this machine. I can't figure out how to operate this machine. What do you suggest I order? What do you suggest I order? They want me to organize the party. They want me to organize the party. You ought to get your watch repaired. You ought to get your watch repaired. We have to overcome many difficulties. We have to overcome many difficulties. Their car overtook ours. Their car overtook ours. Tom owes me money. Tom owes me money. I own a German car. I own a German car. She painted the wall pink. She painted the wall pink. He participated in the debate. He participated in the debate. Can I pay by installment payment? Can I pay by installment payment? Anna peeled the apple. Anna peeled the apple. Tom performs in a jazz club 3 nights a week. Tom performs in a jazz club 3 nights a week. I persuaded Tom to help me. I persuaded Tom to help me. He pinched and scraped for many years to save money. He pinched and scraped for many years to save money. Next year, I plan to travel around the world. Next year, I plan to travel around the world. I can play tennis. I can play tennis. Tom pointed to the sky. Tom pointed to the sky. The old man possesses great wealth. The old man possesses great wealth. He postponed returning to Paris. He postponed returning to Paris. She poured tea for me. She poured tea for me. Today, we're going to practice parking. Today, we're going to practice parking. Chantel prefers traveling by train. Chantel prefers traveling by train. The doctor prepared to prescribe a receipt. The doctor prepared to prescribe a receipt. She was pretending to cry. I knew she was lying. She was pretending to cry. I knew she was lying. The rain prevented me from coming. The rain prevented me from coming. They will proceed to build another laboratory building. They will proceed to build another laboratory building. He promised to collect her from the airport. He promised to collect her from the airport. We propose to deal with this subject in the following chapter. We propose to deal with this subject in the following chapter. We're supposed to be protecting John. We're supposed to be protecting John. I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. John pulled out a pen. John pulled out a pen. Your punch is so weak. Your punch is so weak. The police pursued the murderer. The police pursued the murderer. We had to push our way through the crowd. We had to push our way through the crowd. I put on my shoes. I put on my shoes. He is qualified as an English teacher. He is qualified as an English teacher. She quits worrying about the problem. She quits worrying about the problem. Tom reacted appropriately. Tom reacted appropriately. I read the book. I read the book. I didn't realize we were late. I didn't realize we were late. I don't recall seeing any cars parked outside. I don't recall seeing any cars parked outside. We received a warm welcome. We received a warm welcome. I recollect seeing Ryder some years ago in Bonn. I recollect seeing Ryder some years ago in Bonn. I would never recommend using a sunbed on a regular basis. I would never recommend using a sunbed on a regular basis. I think we should reduce the price. I think we should reduce the price. I often refer to the dictionary. I often refer to the dictionary. She reflected on what she had done. She reflected on what she had done. She refused to answer questions about her personal finances. She refused to answer questions about her personal finances. I regret leaving school so young. I regret leaving school so young. She is related to him by marriage. She is related to him by marriage. We're supposed to relax. We're supposed to relax. I was relieved to hear that he was alive. I was relieved to hear that he was alive. You can certainly rely on him. You can certainly rely on him. He remained poor all his life. He remained poor all his life. He had remembered to bring a pair of gloves, unlike me. He had remembered to bring a pair of gloves, unlike me. It reminds him of the good old days. It reminds him of the good old days. He repaired his watch by himself. He repaired his watch by himself. The car replaced the bicycle. The car replaced the bicycle. He represented the labor union on the committee. He represented the labor union on the committee. This task requires dexterity. This task requires dexterity. Many conscripts resent having to do their military service. Many conscripts resent having to do their military service. She can never resist buying new shoes. She can never resist buying new shoes. We had to retain a lawyer. We had to retain a lawyer. I have decided to retire. I have decided to retire. You've got to get rid of it. You've got to get rid of it. Life is a horse, and either you ride it or it rides you. Life is a horse, and either you ride it or it rides you. The phone is ringing. The phone is ringing. The sun is about to rise. The sun is about to rise. He risked being caught. He risked being caught. He is roasting coffee beans. He is roasting coffee beans. Do not run too fast after eating. Do not run too fast after eating. They will not sanction copying without permission. They will not sanction copying without permission. He satisfied his thirst with a large glass of beer. He satisfied his thirst with a large glass of beer. No one says that. No one says that. Tom asked Mary to scrub the toilet. Tom asked Mary to scrub the toilet. Do you see that bird? Do you see that bird? I always seem to be unlucky at cards. I always seem to be unlucky at cards. I can't sell you that. I can't sell you that. They're sending help. They're sending help. They serve good nosh in the cafeteria. They serve good nosh in the cafeteria. I'm going to set the table. I'm going to set the table. The problem is not settled yet. The problem is not settled yet. Mary is sewing baby clothes. Mary is sewing baby clothes. They shook hands when they met at the airport. They shook hands when they met at the airport. Shall I add your name to the list? Shall I add your name to the list? She tried not to shed a tear. She tried not to shed a tear. Susan shined your father's shoes. Susan shined your father's shoes. I'll shoot both of you. I'll shoot both of you. The university should provide more sports facilities. The university should provide more sports facilities. I'll show you later. I'll show you later. My jeans shrunk after I washed them. My jeans shrunk after I washed them. I shut my eyes again. I shut my eyes again. Tom loves to sing. Tom loves to sing. A ship sank near here yesterday. A ship sank near here yesterday. Sit on the floor. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Sit on the floor. Stretch your legs out in front of you. I like skiing very much. I like skiing very much. I slept too much. I slept too much. It's best to slice into a rich cake from the middle. It's best to slice into a rich cake from the middle. He slid the money into my pocket. He slid the money into my pocket. She slipped into her shoes. She slipped into her shoes. Something smells bad. What is this? Something smells bad. What is this? Tom snored loudly with his mouth open. Tom snored loudly with his mouth open. He solved the difficult problem. He solved the difficult problem. Farmers sow seeds in the spring. Farmers sow seeds in the spring. He speaks English. He speaks English. Tom didn't specify how many pencils to buy. Tom didn't specify how many pencils to buy. I don't know how to spell the word. I don't know how to spell the word. I spent some time in Boston. I spent some time in Boston. I'm afraid I spilled coffee on the tablecloth. I'm afraid I spilled coffee on the tablecloth. I can't put up with the way he spits. I can't put up with the way he spits. He spread some strawberry jam on his toast. He spread some strawberry jam on his toast. Tom squatted down next to his dog. Tom squatted down next to his dog. They are specially packaged so that they stack easily. They are specially packaged so that they stack easily. Can you stand up? Can you stand up? He started tipping the pea pods into a pan. He started tipping the pea pods into a pan. My watch was stolen. My watch was stolen. He stuck to his job. He stuck to his job. I was stung by a bee. I was stung by a bee. It stinks in here. It stinks in here. I hoped he would stop asking awkward questions. I hoped he would stop asking awkward questions. Breathe in through your nose as you stretch up. Breathe in through your nose as you stretch up. Tom struck the wall with his fist. Tom struck the wall with his fist. He struggled to keep his footing on the slippery floor. He struggled to keep his footing on the slippery floor. She studies hard. She studies hard. I submitted the application myself. I submitted the application myself. He'll succeed for sure. He'll succeed for sure. We suffered a pretty big loss. We suffered a pretty big loss. Tracy suggested meeting for a drink after work. Tracy suggested meeting for a drink after work. I supplied Tom with everything he needed. I supplied Tom with everything he needed. I suppose you're hungry. I suppose you're hungry. She surprised him when she arrived early. She surprised him when she arrived early. He survived the plane crash. He survived the plane crash. Do you swear to tell the whole truth? Do you swear to tell the whole truth? I will sweep out my room. I will sweep out my room. The river swelled rapidly because of the heavy rain. The river swelled rapidly because of the heavy rain. She swims well. She swims well. The lamp was swinging back and forth. The lamp was swinging back and forth. I took a walk. I took a walk. Tom talked a lot. Tom talked a lot. The soup tastes salty. The soup tastes salty. I'll teach you how to swim. I'll teach you how to swim. I tore the picture out of the album. I tore the picture out of the album. I told him to come. I told him to come. She tends to be late for school. She tends to be late for school. I think that Mr. Peter is a good teacher. I think that Mr. Peter is a good teacher. They threatened to ban the book. They threatened to ban the book. I threw away my shoes. I threw away my shoes. Tom quietly tiptoed out of the room. Tom quietly tiptoed out of the room. We don't tolerate smoking in the library. We don't tolerate smoking in the library. He translated the verse into English. He translated the verse into English. We tried to confuse the enemy. We tried to confuse the enemy. I knew you'd understand. I knew you'd understand. Tom vacuumed his bedroom. Tom vacuumed his bedroom. We value our customers. We value our customers. The boxes vary in size from small to large. The boxes vary in size from small to large. They volunteer to teach introductory courses. They volunteer to teach introductory courses. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you. I have to wake Tom up. I have to wake Tom up. Don't try to walk before you can crawl. Don't try to walk before you can crawl. I want to watch TV. I want to watch TV. We've got to warn Tom. We've got to warn Tom. Tom washed his hands. Tom washed his hands. We watched a movie. We watched a movie. She waved her hand to me. She waved her hand to me. Tom wore black pants. Tom wore black pants. She wept over her child's death. She wept over her child's death. The suitcase weighs 20 pounds. The suitcase weighs 20 pounds. She whipped out her pistol. She whipped out her pistol. I don't think Emma will get the job. I don't think Emma will get the job. I can win this time. I can win this time. I wish to insert an advertisement in your newspaper. I wish to insert an advertisement in your newspaper. If I lived on an island, I would know how to swim. If I lived on an island, I would know how to swim. Write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down on a piece of paper.